Right, Manchester United will face FC Twente in a huge Europa League game as the opening game. And yeah, let's get into 3 things to expect. Number 1, dominance for Manchester United. Whether we kind of win or lose the game, I expect us to be dominant, like we were against Palace. I think that performance was ultimately where you want to see Manchester United play. I think the dominance that Manchester United will bring to this game will be really, really important. FC Twente, listen, I'll talk about them in the second point, but they are a decent team. But with the dominance that Manchester United have, I think we can cause FC Twente a problem. I think if you look at the trajectory that we're on, yes, we drew to Crystal Palace, but we very, very could have easily won that game 3-4-0. Before that, 7-0, clean sheet. Before that, Southampton. Like we're on a bounce, and we haven't lost in our last 3 games. We're at home under the lights. We can have that ability to make rotations. But ultimately, I think it will be a game of sheer dominance for Manchester United, creating chances, dominating possession. And that's what we should be looked to doing. That is the Erik ten Hag philosophy, and we can see that there. So, yeah, that's ultimately is the first thing to expect. I think United will be very, very dominant in the game. And I think you look at the players that we have, and the kind of system that we play, just to set up, we should be dominating possession. We should be having the shots on target, and we are probably the favourites to win the Europa League, and that's something that we should be doing. And there's no better off than starting it by winning the first game. You're at home, and just set that standard. It's going to be a tough league for United to try and win, but it's a league that we're in, and we should be competing for to try and win, because there's no doubt that we can, and it'd be a great trophy to add. It'd be another European trophy for United. But yeah, going back to the game, I expect United to be dominant and ultimately control the game from start to finish, because we are at home, and we should be beating this FC Twente side. Now, the second thing to explain a difficult game. Listen, let's talk FC Twente. They're a very, very decent team in Eredivisie. They're 4th in the league. They won their last game 5-0. They've got some very, very good players. They play a 4-2-3-1 formation. A team that obviously Erik ten Hag has a lot of history with and knows very, very well. Listen, they won't put up with the fight. It's not a write-off game. No game is a write-off game. And especially when it's in Europe, anything can happen. And FC Twente will be Manchester United to kind of prove a point. I think the odds are massively with Manchester United. But listen, FC Twente could cause upsets. United have kind of made mistakes in games which you don't want to see in this game. I think there could be slight ways in which FC Twente could take advantage of us, but you want to give the opponents respect, and that's something I think Erik ten Hag will do, as well as trying to go over at the same time. You have to be respectful in the manner, but also when it's time to kind of dominate, Erik ten Hag will know to do that. I think FC Twente, as I said, they'll play a 4-2-3-1 formation. They've got really, really physical players, technical players in that midfield who can cause an issue for Manchester United, and we've got to be very, very careful to not get caught out. As I said, Erik ten Hag will probably study this as well before the game, but maybe set piece drills that we could work on, or that they could work on to kind of defensively trick us out. But ultimately, for me, I think we've got to be very, very careful of the opponent, especially when it's in Europe. So yeah, the second thing to expect is an FC Twente threat. But yeah, now the third and final thing, expect rotations. Erik ten Hag has hinted about playing too many games in his press conference. We definitely do need rotations, whether that be defensively, attackingly, or even in midfield. It's so important for ten Hag to get rotations in this team. I think defensively, you could make a few rotations. I think Delo and Mazraoui will play literally almost every minute of every game, it seems like. I know they've had rest, but you don't want to burn out players, because that massively won't help us and they could pick up an injury. I think centre-back wise, De Ligt and Martinez should be rested for this game. Reports that De Ligt may be starting. I would personally bench him. Onana and Bayinda, not really too fussed to start. Not really fussed, to be honest. Into midfield, I think changes will be made. I mean, against Palace, we played Eriksen and Manu. I think Manu will be on the bench. Another deserved rest. I wouldn't mind putting Eriksen in there. I think obviously you've got Mount to consider, Ugarte, Casemiro. So I think there will be changes. I think ten Hag will go with Ugarte, Casemiro and Bruno. I think that's the midfield that he'll go with. I don't agree with it. I don't think Bruno should be playing in this game, but we'll have to wait and see what happens. Then in terms of front three, you could see ZIRKZEE and HOJLUND start. I mean, you could see ZIRKZEE in the 10, HOJLUND in the 9. I think it will be Rasmus, Rashford and Garnacho. I think Ahmad will probably deserve to start, in my humble opinion. But listen, let me know your thoughts. This has been the 3 things to expect from United's game at home against Twente. Expect us to win, score goals, and listen, look out for FC Twente Stuart. But let me know your thoughts. Leave a like if you did enjoy, comment, subscribe if you are new. These have been the 3 things we learned. Stay tuned for the build up. The preview's already out, press conference reactions out, and these are the 3 things to expect. Thanks for watching.